Hey, welcome to a video newsletter edition 504 from Fleet News Group. Really excited to be here again. We've got some great stories this week. It was a real battle. We didn't know which stories to include in the newsletter, but I'll cover a few of them and you can check them out on the website as well. Got to give a plug for the IPWEA Fleet Innovation Award. Entries close on the 14th of February. That's this Friday. Check it out. I'm sure you're doing something innovative with your fleet. You just got to think about it and then answer a couple of short questions, maybe provide some evidence. And here's a tip: get a reference, just like you would with a job interview. Get someone else to tell the judging panel at IPWEA what you've done and how great it is for your business. There you go. Job done. Prize won. Woohoo! Collect the prize. But don't forget to do it before the 14th of February. That's when the entries close. And you need to attend the conference in March. It's in Brisbane, 24th, 25th, 26th. Get up there, get up on stage, be recognised amongst the fleet management community, be recognised by your peers for the Fleet Innovation Award 2025 from IPWEA Fleet. Okay, first big story is trends and predictions for 2025. What we did what we do every year. We went out to the industry leaders. We sent them maybe 50 emails and we said, tell us what's going to happen. Tell us about new car market. Tell us about the used car market. Tell us about electric vehicles. Tell us about technology. Tell us, you as the experts in the industry, tell us what you think. Now, we don't get 50 responses because it's the holiday season and people are busy and they're just getting back to work. But we do get a lot of responses from our readers, really senior people, CEOs, managing directors, the movers and shakers of the industry. And they've told us what they think is going to happen in 2025. So check out those stories. We turned it into 3 different stories. We've got one on general predictions and trends. We've got another one on electric vehicles. Will 2025 be the tipping point for corporate fleets? And then the other one is regarding technology. What will fleets do with technology? Will they adopt telematics across the board? I think they probably need to if they're planning an EV transition. But there's so many fleets still using Excel spreadsheets, so many fleets still using multiple systems. They're not really using technology to make their fleets more efficient, leaner, cheaper to run. But don't listen to me, listen to the experts. Read the stories on Fleet Auto News, Fleet EV News and Fleet HV News this week and over the next couple of weeks during February. Now, we couldn't start the year without a prediction of the used car market. We want to know what's going to happen. We've seen it in the last few years, and everyone talks about post-COVID prices and it's so inflated and we're making lots of money selling used cars because they're almost worth as much as they are new. Well, that's not the case in 2025. We saw a decline in 2024 in used car prices, and there was real different segments in the market depending on how old the vehicle was. If you were selling an older vehicle, say 4 to 5 years, you got a different price. And not just different as you'd expect from a 2 to 3-year-old vehicle, but the 2 to 3-year-old vehicles are flooding the market. So there's been a bit of a dip on those things. Great for used car buyers, great for getting safer cars out into the market, ex-fleet cars, but not that great for fleet managers. Now, if you're still working on the post-COVID high for used car values, well, got a bit of a shock for you. That's not happening anymore. But it's not down to pre-COVID levels either. And the prediction for 2025, well, you'll have to read the article to find out. fleetautonews.com.au. Check out the article there to find out what's going to happen in the used car market in 2025. If you haven't heard it already, we did a great podcast last week. We launched on the 3rd of February. Yeah, let me just think back. Yep, 3rd of February. So it was this week that we launched it. Truck Tech, heavy vehicle maintenance business, growing. They've employed a doctor, someone that has a doctorate from Harvard University to actually help them grow the business, Dr. Jana Matthews. It's a fantastic story. You can read the article on Fleet Auto News, or you can also listen to the podcast on the go. Fleet News Group has been doing podcasts for 3 years. We're now in our 4th season. And our host, Caroline Falls, has retired. So you've got me. I'm the host, but I'm hoping to get some guest hosts throughout the year. So check out the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube as well. Just search for Fleet News Group and listen to our first one of the year with Barry Sard and Dr. Jana Matthews. Fantastic to hear about their story of growth, and fantastic if you're running a business and you're wondering how you're going to grow in 2025. Check it out. Barry's got his fingers on the pulse and he's really charging ahead with his business, the Truck Tech heavy vehicle service and maintenance business. Check that one out. One of the most popular stories every month on the Fleet Auto News website is people moves. So what we do is we keep track of all the people that change jobs. Whether you're getting a promotion, whether you're moving from one company to another, we keep a track on what's going on because we know our fleet community. We know you all, we love you all, and thanks for reading and listening. So what we like to do is like to tell everyone who's moved, and people like to know. It's one of our most popular stories. Now, being the Christmas period, we didn't do a December people move. So on the website now, we have December and January people moves. Some really exciting changes, some promotions. Congratulations to everyone who's made a change, starting the new year with a clean sheet of paper, I guess. So the ball's in your court. Hope you have a fantastic year. Well done, everyone on that list. We've got a great story from New Zealand. Federal Express, or FedEx as it's commonly known, they're transitioning to electric vehicles across the globe. And in New Zealand, they've actually made the purchase of some electric vans. They're LDV vans. So that's a great story to hear what they're doing. Global last mile logistics company, or they're a bit bigger than last mile these days, but they focus on packages. So they have lots of vans in Australia and throughout Southeast Asia. And they're going electric. They've already made some moves up in Southeast Asia and New Zealand now. They've put a whole, I think it's maybe 10 vehicles. But you read the story, you find out and learn about the EV transition for FedEx in New Zealand. Check that story out on Fleet EV News. Now, a really fun story is the Scania Dunk truck. Yes, Dunk truck, as in basketball. Woo-hoo, alley-oop. What they've done is that they've got a truck with a body and put a basketball ring on the back. And what they're going to do is they're going to take it around to all the different places, including the Brisbane Truck Show, and let the kids muck around, and probably some of the adults too. They put out a basketball court out the back of it, and they let you shoot balls. I'm sure they're going to have prizes and games and everything like that. They tested it out at the Bathurst 12 hour the other weekend, and apparently it was a real hit. So look out for it at the Brisbane Truck Show. It's a Scania Dunk truck. Got to say that really slow so I don't mess that up, you know what I mean. So check out the story on Fleet HV News and you can find out more about it. Now, this is the last story I'm going to cover today, and it's along the lines of the predictions for 2025 that we've been talking about. We've got quite a few stories on the webs across the websites in February on predictions and trends to expect in 2025 in fleet management. But our friends at Geotab, David Brown, he's given us his top 7 tips of how AI is going to make fleets smarter and more efficient in 2025. So that's a really cool story to check out. So don't forget Fleet Auto News. Check out the story from Geotab. I won't tell you what the top 7 are. You're going to have to read the story to find out. So, but it's written by David Brown, and he's a legend in the Geotab world, and he certainly knows a lot about what's happening in fleets across the Asia Pacific region. So check out that story on Fleet Auto News. Well, that's it. That's another edition of the Fleet News Group video newsletter. It comes into your inbox every Sunday night at 8 p.m. East Coast Sydney time, daylight savings time. So some of you it's a little bit earlier in Brisbane and across the nation over in our friends in WA. And if you're in New Zealand, I guess it's a little bit later as well. But it's going to be there first thing Monday morning when you get in. So you can check out all the latest news either on your phone or on your computer. So keep reading. We publish every day stories across all 3 websites, Fleet EV News, Fleet HV News, and the t-shirt today, Fleet Auto News. Thanks for watching, and because we're on YouTube, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Check it out. See you next week.